Hi everybody. So really quick in this tutorial, I'm going to be talking to you about how to identify resistance. So there's a lot of different ways you can use candle formations, but there's also these very unique patterns that you can see in the chart itself called wicks. Wicks, some people call them sticks. Some people call them tails, but listen to me, they're just called wicks, right? It's a candle. It's a candle wick. So that's going to be the easiest way to remember this. And basically, it's going to look like something like this, okay? So you have yourself a candle. Let's go to a whiteboard. You have yourself a candle, and you may find something like this. And basically, the way that you want to identify selling pressure, it can be a green candle, it could be a red candle, it doesn't matter. In this case, what we're looking for is what I call a topping wick. Okay, so topping, Topping, Wick, topping wick. The bigger the topping wick, the more selling pressure. And a lot of times I can use these topping wicks as targets when price decides to come back up. For example, let's say that you have yourself a big old candle there. What I would do is identify targets by using the body of that candle and then the top of this wick here. So this in this case would be target 1. So we say T1, and then right above here would be T2. Now let's go ahead and go to a chart and look for these ourselves, and let's just kind of learn, like, how does price react around topping wicks? Well, I'm just going to go back for, like, say the last year, and we're going to find a topping wick. Okay, so right around this area we could see there's a topping wick. Excuse me. And we want to see how price reacts. So notice, all right, this is what you need to do. You always should be studying, guys. If you want to get, up and up and have an edge over everyone else, you got to be studying this stuff all the time. And it's really not that difficult. Once you see a topping wick, notice this is kind of like a warning sign. It's letting you know that price could be pulling back. So always use this as a warning if you're long to either start trimming or just being aware that price could be dropping, okay? So notice topping wick comes in, that lets you know, another topping wick lets you know, and then boom, here we go. All right, topping wick here. So at some point, price did pull back, topping wick here, topping wick, and notice we just create selling pressure. All right, so once price leaves, and then finds a support system, it moves its way back up, and notice that price gets very close to this body. It kind of backs off. We break through the body and through, and then so forth. Notice up here, you'll see topping wicks across here. Lots of resistance, okay? What was resistance then becomes support. That is the old saying there. That doesn't always work, but a lot of times it does. So again, a topping wick just means selling pressure. Okay, now the bigger the topping wick, the more that I get concerned. A little bit of a wick, well, what does that mean? If you go across, again, you can learn a lot just from looking at the chart. You can see that a lot of these wicks aren't really like standing out, are they? I mean, this one is. This one definitely is. All right, so we could see that we're getting selling pressure in this range here. And coming across here, these are pretty big compared to the candle themselves. All right, and they change, obviously. If we go to a daily, you can see across here that we had a topping wick here. This kind of lets you know, be careful. Notice that price then pulls back. Notice here, topping wick, price then pulls back. So this is just one easy way to identify selling pressure and for you to be cautious, okay? Other candle formations, and I taught you this in our video called Inside and Down. Don't forget about it, okay? So I'm going to take you to a whiteboard right before we finish this so we can reiterate. If you have a chart, let's say this has happened, and remember, we get ourselves an inside and down. Let's say that price continues, comes up a little bit, comes down. All right, let's say that price then starts to come up. Remember, look for those topping wicks. All right, so for example, how you would use this, say that we have a topping wick here. Okay, lots of selling pressure there. I want you to identify this as a possible trim or selling pressure area. So these can be targets here. So when price gets close to here, I'm thinking about trimming, because most likely what you're going to see is that price does something like this. And the more that it tests, the more times, and then we get to break it. And then don't forget about the inside and down that I talked to you about as well. And if you don't remember that, please go back and watch that. If you like this video, give us a like, give us a retweet on Twitter. Also, make sure you subscribe. Check out trendytrading.co. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to answer them for you. I look forward to trading with you guys. Have a great day. Good luck.